Guys, it's Sam here. I wanted to give a quick update on Mk-677 and my research with it. Before I do that, make sure you press that subscribe button and that bell notification so YouTube will tell you every time I post a new video. So to give some context, if this is the first time you're watching, I started with my research on Mk-677 about 90 days ago. For my knee, my back, and my elbow. My knee and my back are just sporadic. When I would do some type of sport or some type of exercise incorrectly or just overdo it a little bit, then my knee and my back would bother me. But my elbow, my right elbow was just consistently, I think it's the ulnar nerve. It runs from like your armpit down the back of your tricep into your elbow and then down to your ring finger. Anytime I would go and flex, I would feel that like a little bit of a grinding or just a fucking discomfort in my elbow. And I've researched with the Mk-677 before and I wanted to try it again. So it's been, as I mentioned, about 90 days. I think I started the first week of November or the last week of October. And throughout the whole time, I've missed a few days here and there, but it's been fairly consistently around 20 milligrams. There was a short period of time where I dropped down to 10 milligrams per day. But it's been mainly 20 milligrams per day. I've been switching between morning and the evening at various times, just because I'll try it for a week or two in the morning and then I'll switch to the evening, or I'll jump up to 30 and then I'll try it down at 10, just trying different things out and see if I feel or notice a difference. So at the 90-day mark here, I have zero discomfort flexing my bicep, and it was about a year and a half of pain and discomfort in my elbow when I would do tricep press downs, when I would do overhead press or bench or whatever. So now that's flexing. So there's still some discomfort on certain exercises in the gym, not so much on press downs anymore, but say maybe on shoulder press or bench press where the load is a little bit heavier. Like a tricep press down, the load is not as much, but with a bench press or overhead press, the load, meaning the weight, is a little bit heavier. So I still do feel it a little bit with those. I would say it's probably 80% better, maybe 85% better. Just a tremendous increase in terms of the feeling in my elbow and that kind of thing. In terms of fat loss, yeah, I guess so. But obviously, if you have been in the fitness industry for a while, you know that if you're taking a compound, it's not really gonna, you're not gonna take something that's gonna overdo your fucking diet. So my diet has been fairly consistent, and I've dropped a little bit of fat over this time period. I'm going to be going on vacation in a few weeks here, so I've been changing up how I do things in terms of progressive overload in terms of the cardio, and with the diet in terms of carbohydrates and changing up how I do those. Now, in terms of the sleep, I do notice that I have copious amounts of energy, but I generally have copious amounts of energy, so I wouldn't necessarily attribute it to the Mk-677, but I do notice that I don't really think of any like superficial in terms of like, say, my skin or nails or eyes. I do, now that I mention that, my eyes, the 3 or 4 times over the past 2 weeks when I would get up in the morning, so I have contacts, my prescription's like a 3.5, a plus 3.5, which just means I'm farsighted. If you have negative, then it's nearsighted. So I'm farsighted, so I put contacts in to see things up close. And to see things on my phone, a lot of times first thing in the morning, I can't even see my phone really. Like, I can see it, but I can't actually read anything on my phone. Like, to read a date or even the time, unless it's like really big on my phone, I can't fucking read it. It's just too blurry. So and I've thought this over the last couple weeks, probably about 2 weeks. There's been 2 or 3 times where I wake up in the morning and I see my phone, and in my mind I'm like, oh shit, am I wearing my contacts? Like, I've had that thought. So I would guess that's probably from the Mk-677, which is pretty cool, especially now that I'm just like putting this together as I'm making this video. But that would be very interesting to see how that plays out if my eyesight actually got better over the next several months with the continued research. In terms of putting on muscle, I'm researching with some other things, Ostarine currently, and my doctor prescribed testosterone. So I wouldn't attribute any muscle gain to Mk-677 or strength gain. Although if you've been following my content for any period of time, you know that I don't lift for strength. I just lift for progressive overloading. And there's many different ways of doing that. Anyways, if you guys have any questions about this, let me know down below in the comments. Shoot me a DM on Instagram or Facebook. I will definitely get back to you. Happy to help out. Also, don't forget to subscribe, but I am helping my brother with his research. He was having difficulty just raising his arm up laterally to the side like that, and we started with his research, I think, around Christmas, and I talked to him yesterday. His shoulder's feeling so much better. He was able to actually bench, and like just doing 135 would be super painful for him before, so he was just going like trying to do whatever he could to keep that from the pain from hurting his shoulder. So I've got him with the Mk-677 and then a couple of mobility exercises for his shoulder that he does, and the combination of those two, it's been about 30 days for him, and he's like, my shoulder feels so much better. It's still discomfort and it's not perfect yet, but I wanted to just let you guys know that little tidbit too. I feel like some of these compounds are tremendously valuable for a lot of people, and they could benefit a lot of people. And within the next several years, there's probably a good probability though that they will be drugs, and we won't be able to do research with them. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you press that subscribe button to see other videos like this in the future. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.